viewers, welcome to Kiwiit TV, and I'm your boy Kofi Basic Jr. and I'll be your host for today's show. Yesterday we were headed to a very sad news that one of the legends of the sport, Whittaker, has died. He was hit by a car at the Vienna beach and he died at age 55. It's a very sad incident, and many people across the world, especially many boxing fans, has extended their condolences to your family. Just as we at Kiwiit TV also extend our condolences to the family of Whittaker. Many of us recall him from the fight we had with Azuma, our legend Azuma Nelson. It was a very good fight, but in the end our legend lost and Whittaker won and took away the WBC and then the IBF titles. May his soul rest in a gentle peace. But today we're here with one of the guys making African proud in Europe. He's currently the WBO European Welterweight champion. He's here to fight the national champion for the African belt. African Boxing Union Welterweight Championship happening on Saturday at the Second South Gymnasium Stadium. You don't have to miss it. It's going to be a very, very, very big fight. He already has the European title. He wants to add the African title to it. He's currently rated number 13 on WBO. He's in the name of Freddy Kiwitt. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show with me and Freddy Kiwitt. Hi Freddy, welcome to Kiwiit TV.
Thank you.
Alright, you're here to fight for the ABW title at the Second South Gymnasium.
Yes.
But before we go into that, I would like you to tell the fans who Freddy Kiwitt is.
Okay. So I started boxing with 18 years old. I was born in Liberia, and because of the war, we moved to Germany. That's how I grew up. That's how I started boxing. Then I had always that dream to become a professional boxer. So from there, I moved to the UK because UK is the place for boxing. Yeah. True. So from there, I moved to the UK, and about a few months, I had an offer to fight for the best in the counties. That asked me because somebody got ill, so they asked me, "You want to join?" I said, "Okay." So I went there and everybody lost. I was the only one who won, and I stopped the guy also. So from that point, people came, "Oh, you want to be professional? You want?" And I thought, okay, if I'm so good, let me try. So I done it, and about 1 or 2 years later, I turned professional.
Okay.
And yeah.
And that's the story.
That's the story, yeah.
But so it means that was your amateur experience.
Yeah, I didn't have much amateur experience. I started in Germany with amateurs, and then continued in the UK, and then turned pro.
Oh, okay, all right. So where are you really based? Is it in the UK or in Germany?
No, I'm based in UK still.
In UK still.
Yeah.
And how would you say UK boxing has affected your career?
Oh, tremendous! Boxing there is so different than in Germany. Mm-hmm. It's very good. Like obviously at the minute, boxing UK is I think is the top. So everybody wants to go from fighting in the UK. And it's very true. It's good in terms of sparring and coaching and equipment. Everything's very good.
Right. So you are Pretty Boy, they call you. So why did you choose to do boxing?
I think boxing chose me. I didn't choose it. Boxing chose me.
Oh, okay.
I used to play football, very successful
footballer.
years in Germany, and then I had an injury. So, and I had more and more, and then people said, well, you can't really continue, it's just a matter of time, you stay young, just do something else. And I went with some friends to a boxing gym just to beat each other up. And from there, I never got pushed so hard in training, and I loved it from there. I never looked back since, and it was very, very good.
And would you say boxing, like, since you chose boxing, like, you've been happy with it because you wanted to do football and now you do boxing?
Yeah, I mean boxing is a struggle sometimes. Boxing is very, very tough. It's not for everyone. Yeah. But I feel like that's my God's gift to do something with it. And not just for me. I see boxing always as a platform to reach somewhere, to speak to more people, to empower them to do something, and to believe in God. And that's how I see it. This is just God gave me a gift. Do this for something bigger.
Alright, you just heard it from Pretty Boy. Boxing is not for everyone, so make sure it's a God-given gift before you come in. How long have you been doing boxing?
Exactly 10 years now.
10 years now.
10 years now, yeah.
Your including your amateur period?
Yes, from when I first put my gloves on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How did you meet Lee Manuel?
That was a pure sign from God also.
Okay.
Because I try to keep this short so, but basically last year we were almost 2 years ago we were looking for people to go to Liberia for like a boxing program.
Okay.
And they were looking for trainers and boxers. So I was looking online. I never saw anyone from Liberia boxer.
Okay.
They don't really have it, or unless they will say, "Oh, I'm American" or something like that. So I looked and I saw something on YouTube of him. So I looked, and it says he was born in Liberia, but he's a Ghanaian.
Okay.
So I messaged him, and it says he's in Spain.
Oh, okay.
But when I messaged him, he said he's in the UK, and I was also in the UK.
Oh, okay.
So I said, let's meet. And by that time he stopped boxing also. He was finishing boxing. And me, after my last fight by then, I said I don't want to continue with boxing. They cheat me always, and I said why I'm suffering myself to go through all this again.
Yeah.
So I said let me just leave it. So I met him, and the first thing he said to me is that when he saw me shadow boxing, he said, "You're a world champion already. I just want you to know God more."
Yeah, okay.
And the story began from there.
Okay.
It was. I put him back to boxing. He put me back to boxing. He said, "Don't worry. The people done the same to him. They cheated him and called him short notice and all that." He said, "I just want to protect you that you don't have to go the same way again."
Okay.
And yeah, the rest is history. There's so much more what came. It's just amazing, yeah.
And so, how do you say his influence and guidance helped? Like, how has it helped your career?
I always wanted to fight in Africa. But I didn't know how to start because in Liberia it's not like here.
It's not like here.
Like boxing here is big.
Okay.
It's nothing there. So I always wanted to box in Africa. Whereas he has the connection here in Ghana.
Yeah.
And the experience. So he said, "Okay, let's go to Ghana and let's do it the African way." Because even though I grew up in Europe, I never got the love and the support, either from Germany or from the UK. But the first time I fought here in Africa, I never got so much love, and I said, "No, this is the right way," you know. And also to show the Europeans that you don't have to go travel out. You can do it the same here in Africa. You know, that's very important.
How was the journey to this world title?
The journey has been a long road, but you know, I see this is a stepping stone still. Yeah, we're gonna capture the African one. This one, again, even, and I tell you the story to get to this fight. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, if you do something very well and you believe in God, I think there's nothing what can stop you to gain whatever you want to gain.
Alright, people would say Pretty Boy is already an European champion. Why do you want to, get an African title?
For me, it's more for the history. You know, I conquer Europe, I want to conquer Africa, and we conquer the world. So we just take it as a stepping stone.
Yeah, you know, because I was discussing with my team that usually after the European champion or a continental champion, you want to go for the intercontinental champion, and then you to become an intercontinental champion, then you target the world title.
That's it. Yeah.
But you want to sit on two continents first.
Yes. No, because of the history. My father is a European, my mother is a African. So when I finish boxing, and I want to do something here in Africa, people won't know me here. Yeah. They will say, who's a European champion? But if I have the African title also, that will know, okay, he's also from here. You have an African title.
Talk us through the party, Gallagher fight.
So, again, God is great, huh?
Yeah, God is really great.
Because I was fighting in February 2017.
Okay.
I meant to actually fight for the English title, and the opponent pulled out, and I just had a normal fight. I was mandatory for the English title. I had some management issues, and I couldn't continue to fight. Of course, I said no. I don't want to fight until my contract ran out.
Okay.
So as soon as the contract ran out, my trainer Lee said, "Let's go to Ghana and fight."
Okay.
And we fought in December, but on BoxRec it didn't update it till over 1 month later.
Oh, okay.
So
that was because of the management problems.
No, that was I don't know. It was just a little bit slower here.
Okay.
So by that time I already got asked to fight for the European title.
Oh.
But they thought I didn't fight for 1 year. So they thought, oh, let's grab it. You got a nice record. Let's take it, you know.
Yeah.
So we went. I accepted the fight because I know straight I can beat this guy, regardless of how good his reputation was. Yeah. Winning the gold medal, and I knew I can win this guy.
Oh, okay.
So by that time Lee was with his family in Spain.
Oh, okay.
So I continued my training. To all the fight we had so far, we only trained 3 weeks together.
Wow. And
we still won all the fights. So he came again 3 weeks before the fight, and we went out there and we won the fight. And the thing is also, last time we went here in December, we went to his sister house, and the husband spoke to me and he said, you know, sometimes God do things you won't understand. You know, you blow somebody and he will give you some power, and you don't understand. And this thing what he said happened in the fight.
Oh, okay.
The punches I gave him, it wasn't even hard punches, but it dropped him 2 times.
Wow.
If I wouldn't have dropped him, that would have never given me the decision. And I dropped him, and even I dropped him twice. And for me, I thought I won by at least 6 rounds.
Yeah.
One judge gave me draw, one gave me by 1 or 2, you know. So if this wouldn't happen, then I wouldn't sit here with the belt today.
Would you have said would you say that boxing favors other people when they are fighting in their country?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you also agree with that?
Yes, 100%.
Because after the fight, I watched the fight, I was like, if this were to be somewhere else, we would have still ripped you off.
Yes, 100%. I mean, it was in London, but the promoter, everything was set up for the guy to win.
Yeah.
Everything was set up for the guy. They even said it in interviews before. They just have to go there and finish the fight. But how it all came to that I dropped him and all that, I could have even beat him up every round. I would never give it to me. Wow. It was meant for this guy to win. But if you drop him, you can't win. You know.
Which venue would be your biggest capacity wise would have been the biggest place that you fought, and which of them the venue did you really like?
I think it was in Germany. I was fighting on the undercard from Tyron Zoig, I think, and Ato Abraham. They had some world title fights. That was the biggest place I fought so far. I think it was about 60,000 people was there.
And you weren't under pressure?
No, I love it. The more people, the better I fight. Because I feel like I have to show them what I got.
Yeah, true. Yeah. True. I checked your wall on Facebook and I realized you were really supporting the amateur team that went to fight at the time.
Yeah, now I'm the ambassador for the Liberian Boxing Association.
Oh, okay.
So this is something I want to do as my name is growing.
Yeah.
You know, to get more awareness of Africa, especially Liberian boxing, also to push them up.
Okay, all right. What do you think will make African target? What do you think will make this Europeans and this Americans not tag African fighters as losers before they even mount the ring?
I mean, the great example was back then Muhammad Ali when he came to Africa to fight. But since then, nothing happened again. So I think it's something like I think the African people have to understand their value. People call them because they have a good record, but they call them by short notice, offer them a little bit more money just to come and then they beat them. And so I think now is our time, because yes, money is in Africa also.
True. Especially
to pay them a little bit more and let them come here also.
Come here.
Do the same trick what I do to us, to them. It's the same.
Alright. Will you say that 12th position on the WBO rankings is a fair assessment of your career so far?
Yes, I mean it's a good way to get into the world rankings now. Number 12 is good. I hope defending 1-2 more titles, I'll be in the top 10, and from there you can choose any time for the world title. So it's good as I don't have so much amateur experience.
Yeah, true.
But I'm learning every fight, and even Lee is always saying, "He's like, you're a world champion already. If you fight the world champion now, you will have many problems." So I start believing it myself now, but I still, every fight is a learning fight for me. So whatever I can get is good for me.
So are you also targeting to enter the WBC rankings with the ABU title?
Yes, I'll be ranked also in the WBC.
Also you will?
Yes.
Oh, okay, alright. This will be your second fight in Ghana. Talk us through the first one. How did you feel? And was that a motivation for you to fight here for this one?
Yes, 100%. The first one, again, was every time you fight in different countries is different. Every fight is different.
I was at ringside when you fought. I was there, so I saw everything.
Obviously, the climatized. I never fought in Africa before. Yeah. So the training was very tough for me first. Because also Lee didn't take it easy on me. I remember the first week, I had to do 42 rounds of sparring. In
42 rounds?
42 and
of 3 minutes?
Yeah, in 4 days. And not just with 1-2 people.
Okay.
That was every 2 rounds another guy was coming in. So he showed me the really, really tough way.
Yeah.
And I think this one prepared me really well for this fight. And like I said, the love I got here it was like nowhere else.
Yeah, true. What's your assessment about your opponent, Daniel Aduku?
I think he was fighting. He raised the Ghana title.
Yeah, he's not a Ghanaian champion. Yeah.
On the same show I was fighting also.
Yeah, that's the same day he became the champion.
Yes, I only saw a little bit of the fight there. I didn't really watch too much of his fight, so I'm expecting a good fight. Yeah. But I train very well, so I believe by God's grace I'll be the winner on Saturday. Right.
So what should fans of Kiwiit, Ghanaians, Liberians, and your fans in London and Germany expect on 13th? As much as they will not all of them will be able to make it to the second star gym. I mean, what should they expect? Yeah,
it's a shame actually that we don't have supposed to be in a Bokum.
Yeah, boxing. I knew you were supposed to fight on Azuma Nelson. Right?
That's it. Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So we still continue with the fight. It will be a great fight. I hope he's come well prepared. I'm coming well prepared. The best man should win. But this fight also will make history as no Liberian ever won a African title. True. So I will do everything to win that fight on Saturday.
What message do you have for African fighters in their countries, not necessarily Ghana and Liberia? What message do you have for those kind of fighters?
I think this is a message just to all the African fighters, even outside. They should always return to their roots. Don't. Just because you get offered a little bit of money or a little bit more support, you change your nationality, you fight for America or some other ones. Fighting here in Africa is the real deal. It's the real deal because you empower so much more people that look up to you, say, I want to be like this guy. So you can be a great role model and change not just boxing, but change your country, change the world to empower them to do something. And I think it's much more important than money. So money comes and go, but these things, a legacy can be remembered forever.
That's very, very true. So before we leave you, we'd like to know what the future holds for Freddy Kiwitt.
Yeah, so for now we have the European. For God's grace, Saturday we have the African. We are in talk, go for the global, and then obviously the dream is to get a world title. Nothing is impossible, so you just have to believe in God, train hard, be consistent, and it will happen.
We heard rumors that you were about to be signed onto a Ghanaian promotions company. How true? Can you confirm?
No, we haven't spoken to anything about that yet, but I'm happy for talks, whatever. Like I said, I want to fight more in Africa now. So we shall see what will come out after this fight.
So Lee Manuel is your manager and then your coach. I want that to be confirmed. Yeah.
That's it. Yes.
So that's an exclusive. Like Lee Manuel is the coach and then the manager. All right, Freddy. Thank you for speaking to Kiwiit, and it was really, really great to see you.
Thank you.
And we wish you the very best in the fight.
Thank you. So people can expect a great fight on the 20th. I'm fighting Daniel Aduku for the vacant welterweight African Boxing Union title. I'm representing Liberia. I'll be fighting here in Ghana in Second House Boxing Gymnasium. It will be also my first 12th rounder, and I trained very well for this fight. I don't know my opponent too well, but I'm ready for whatever he's going to bring to the table. I hope he's also ready for what I'm going to bring, and I think it's going to be a great fight. My name is Freddy Kiwitt. I'm the current WBO European champion, and you're watching K-Box TV.